Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. My name's Colin, call sign MM0OPX, and first thing I apologise for the little dead mouse hamster that I've got in here. I noticed with the last video that I did that I had quite a lot of wind noise and I didn't like that, so I treated myself to a lavalier microphone. So once I find out how to join the audio with the video, hopefully it'll work and this is sounding okay. So really the reason for this video is, well, first of all, I have a free house tonight. The wife's away out for the evening, so I've got the house to myself. So I thought I would take this chance to test the phased verticals on the air. I've not had a great deal of chance. I've had them up 3-4 times, but I'd like to actually get them and have them up for a few hours and try and get some, check the front to back, try and get a few QSOs. So I'll actually be able to get these hooked up to my 7300 and my ACOM 1000. I noticed that there was a couple of quirks when I was setting this up, but I'll talk about that when we look at the setup. I'm not going to go into great detail of the setup. I've done quite a few videos now on adjusted wave and phasing, and I do have playlists on my channel, so if you want to look at in more detail, then please go ahead and do that. So let's go and have a look at the antenna setup. So I do apologise for the sun. It's just where my garden's actually situated. It's kind of facing south, which is good, but it's not really good for filming this. So you can see in the background, if you watched my last video on the 20-metre phased verticals, that's the offending Wendy house, and it was offending this extension that you can see sticking out there, which is my neighbour's. But anyway, so we've got two verticals, so linear loaded 40-metre verticals. Both identical. I'm back to using this 0.75mm wire. The radials are all 4 metres long, and I go with my standard formula. So these amount of radials equal 19.2 radials on 40 metres, and the same for both antennas. I didn't use my little new custom feed point, but that was just because I didn't want to take more time to actually cut the wires and stuff, but I will do that. But I thought just for quickerness, I would just use the two adjusted waves. So I've just got them both guide at the bottom, and obviously I've got them phased with the RG8 coax. Now this antenna was here, so this antenna, which is this will be the east antenna, this was here, and I actually had the west antenna sitting right next to this slide. But when I went to tune it up, there was a funny double dip that I couldn't quite understand. So what I did was I actually disconnected my off-center fed dipole. You can see that wire dangling there, and that removed the double dip, but the SWR was still just, it was 2.5 to 1. So I'm not quite sure if it was this mast that was reacting with it or interfering with it, or it was being so close to the slide of the metalwork. So what I did was I moved it back to its original position where I had it set up before, and the SWR is 1.5 to 1, and it's like that on both antennas. Usually it's better than that, usually it's closer to 1 to 1, but I think it's just because I have so many obstructors. I've said it before, lamp post, the metalwork on the kids' play equipment, so I think that does have an effect. So when you take it back and you check the SWR, at the Feedbox Direct, the SWR is just under 2 to 1, so it's the same as it was for the 20-metre phase verticals, so it's perfectly usable. 2 to 1, as I said, any transceiver is going to handle that absolutely no problem at all. So I'm just going to go and connect things up in the shack. I've just got things roughly around. You could see this wire heading in here, that's into the shack. That's the control wire for the switch box, and you can see that I've already got a coax line already drilled into the house, so I just patched the relay box in there. So I'm just going to go and get things set up in the house, and then we'll have a little listen about. There must be a French contest on. And I'm not noticing any difference with these French stations. I can't spot anything, if I'm honest. And I think that's because they're directly south from me. So if I'm pointing on the 180 and then fire, I'm not going to see a difference, because they're on the null effectively. There's a German station, and you can see it just dipping slightly. Till it comes back. So yep, very slight difference. I find that the stations are quite close in. There really isn't a lot of difference, but hopefully as it gets in the evening time, as the propagation gets longer, we'll start to see some more front to back on the stations. A little bit of difference in that station. About 2 S points possibly. Yeah, about 2 S points, and that's about the most I've actually seen. The most I've seen is 2 S points. A lot of the German stations were just 1 S point difference. Nothing on the Papa Alphas, nothing on the French stations, but I'm really thinking it's to do with the yeah, you see there's about 10 dB in that station. Nah, maybe a bit more. About 2 S points on this station. That's good. So there's a good difference in this station, I think. This is stateside K1XM. Let's see when he comes back. Oh, he's back in the noise again. Yeah, there's I think there's S5, S6, and drops to S2. This station's directly east of me, OH2YL, and when you get the stations like that, you notice a bigger difference in the front to back. Look at the station jump up there. Yeah, that's more like it. Well, that's us coming to the end of another video yet again. It's been a good test. It's been quite a bit different though than what I was testing the 20 metre verticals, which was actually yesterday. I think the 2 days ago, that was Thursday I did that, this is Saturday. So the key difference with the 20 metre verticals was I had them almost sitting northwest, southeast, so the front to back was much more pronounced. With the 40 metre verticals that I've got up just now, I've got them sighted east-west, and really what I found was I didn't see any front to back unless it was getting to Poland. So as it come round, so if you look at the azimuth map, anything that was kind of south of me, just there wasn't any difference whatsoever. So I was a little bit, thought, oh, I'm getting a little bit disheartened here until I kind of looked at what was going on there. But as the stations came further north, as I say, into Poland, into Finland, I was getting 2 S points. You'll have seen that on some of the clips you've just seen. Unfortunately, I'm going to struggle to orientate the 40 metre antennas, so they're northwest, southeast at 300 degrees. I'm getting too much interaction on my west vertical, so that's just unfortunate. So I'm not quite sure where that's coming from, if it's coming from the metal on the slide or it's coming from my mast. But you know, that's just the way, that's just radio. You know, it's as good as I'm going to get it for this location. But I'll certainly take it to other locations and try it again. I'll take it up to my parents' house. They've got a great takeoff northwest, so hopefully it should perform a bit better. I wanted to kind of run into the evening, and it's just looking at the time. It's nearly 9:30 local time, so 9:30 UTC. And I actually just put out a couple of test calls, but very, very slow Morse, because I didn't want anyone to come back to me in a contest. But I just wanted to check myself on the reverse beacon network. So I didn't actually notice. I had myself pointing east, and I put out 3 or 4 calls, checked, and it was only Europe that was spotting me. I flipped over to west. First call, I was spotted in the States. So I am getting, I am getting gain. So there's certainly a difference here. So it is working there. And as you've seen that last station there, it was hard to see because the QSB on these stations was really, really fast. But I reckon, it was peaking kind of 3 S points peak. But yeah, so not as pronounced as the 20 metre verticals, but I think that's got a lot to do with how they were situated. But it's certainly been a worthwhile test. And yeah, so I'll probably cut some lines for 80 metres, I've said that already, so I'm going to do that, and probably 17 metres. We're starting to get a few sunspots now, so that should give us a little bit of fun. Okay, once again I'm starting to waffle here, so we'll see you in the next video. 73 for now.